Guys, welcome back to my channel. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I got some mail and decided to go ahead and do it. I don't know if any of you guys have tried BH Cosmetics. Their products are very, very affordable. I've put together a basic look on their stuff, and wanted to just kind of, this is stuff I've not used any of, brand new out of the box. Their packaging is pretty cool. Nice, just plain black. You don't save the box, so I don't know what's so big about the thing. I do like the fact they are glass bottles. I'm not real big on plastic bottles. And sorry about the band-aids. I have very dry skin, and my skin just like cracks open. It really sucks. Too much water in the sponge. Just go ahead and I didn't get a primer by them, so I'm gonna try this without primer. I do have moisturizer, which is just my basic the Belief that I'm using now moisturizer, the Water Bomb. Let's go in with this and try it. I am going in with, this is Ivory 201. Oh, come on out, guy. Oh, it's pretty thick. It is a pretty thick. And by the way, guys, this is a candle holder from the dollar store. $1, man, $1. And it's great. It's not textured on the inside. It's very flat. This does have a nice little pump. Let's check this out. Now, if you have aged skin, I have said this a few times, the littlest product that you can use, the better. So, if you don't need a ton of foundation, don't use a ton of foundation. This is kind of a medium coverage. It's a light to medium, as you can see. My skin is very funny with foundation. I'm going to, as always, give you guys an honest review with this. Let me get a brush in here. Let me go ahead and put it on with, this is just a Techniques, Real Techniques brush. I'm going to go ahead and brush it on first, just because I'm not liking the coverage that I'm getting with that. It's just, it was coming out very splotchy. But now, if you have textured skin like I do, you will have problems with foundation that is too heavy coverage. And the reason for that is the heavier the coverage, the more it's going to settle into your lines. People want to say that, no, you need high-end foundation. It won't settle in your lines. It doesn't matter. It's the consistency. This is a little thicker consistency. And honestly, I have a better time with the thinner type. If you want something that's going to be heavy coverage, this is not, you're not going to get a real heavy coverage out of this, as you can see. But now you see it's not giving a nice, you can see my pore lines and everything. I'm not liking the coverage I'm getting out of this. Now, I did buy their pressed powder, and I am going to go over this with the pressed powder, but before you get into the pressed powder, you've got to get a nice foundation on. Now, you want to stay away from the eye area if you're going to use a concealer, because when you have textured skin, especially wrinkles, fine lines, acne scars, I'm actually gonna, let me pull my hair back, it's getting in my way. I'll tell you, when you have natural long hair, pain in the neck. Boy, I wish I had hair extensions. I could take them out. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more foundation. One thing, I don't like to go real dark on my foundation. I like to go my natural skin color, which I am very fair skin. I have a lot of red in my skin. But I see so many people that go with these like crazy dark colors. And really, you don't need it. I mean, you want to make yourself look five shades darker, go for it. But it honestly, I don't think it looks good. Just rub that around. There we go. I wasn't getting enough on there. I guess this product you do need to go a little heavier on to get a nice base out of it. See, it is. Everything shows up on that light though. I try to go with a more natural light. A lot of people use ring lights. I like these shadow boxes. And the reason I like those is they are more like a natural light. If you know anything about lighting, I think those were 800, no, they're 1200, whatever those weird, not millibars, that's weather. Like 800 to 1200 is usually the range that I buy. There we go. I still would say this, if you want something that's a full coverage, this is not it. I have kind of went in heavy now. Let me see if it builds. It will build for you though. I am getting a nice build out of it. I will tell you, you're not going to get a nice coverage with a brush. You will get it to, if you watched what I did, I got to basically cover my face and I'm using the sponge to blend it. You want to really push it into your skin, into your pores, into your fine lines. Make sure, you see me always open my mouth. I have fine lines around my mouth. I use my tongue and push in there because you will get like this here where you have lines in there, or you get spots where it didn't even get in there. That is not something you want to do. Always make sure you blend it off into your neck. Now, if you go with a color that's really a lot darker, you want to blend all the way down, or lighter. If you stay kind of close, you just need to really just blend it, just kind of fade it off into your natural skin. I do like that this foundation is kind of luminous. It's not bad, guys. It's really, for the price, I believe it was $5. 5 something, possibly 6 something. Not bad at all. Now, I do know the price on this. I am in love. I did not get a concealer from them. I'm very, very fussy about concealers. I don't like to wear just any concealer, and I have a hard time with a lot of them. I grabbed the wrong one. I go through tons of this stuff too. ColourPop, this is their, I believe it's, what is it, Fair Neutral 10. I like the fact it still has a little color to it. It's not almost white like some of them were. It is darker than the Fair Neutral Shape Tape. If you've ever wondered, this is Fair Neutral in Shape Tape. Just so you, if you do wear something similar to me, let me just give you a little, I'm going to show you on my hand. There is a big difference. I did one eye with it and one eye with ColourPop the other day just to show. And it is darker. There you go there. ColourPop is the darker of the two. And the Shape Tape is the on the top there. There is a big difference in the color. But now consistency, I like ColourPop's consistency a lot better. Now I've got concealer on my hand. I like the consistency of the ColourPop. It's not as dark. Wipe this off. There we go. It's not as dark. I mean, it's not as thick as the Shape Tape, and Shape Tape makes my eyes look very creepy. As I had said in my video before, you want to stay away from too much product around your eyes, especially powders. I like to always just tap over it to make sure. You want it to kind of settle. I always let my foundation settle for a minute or two. We are doing a video, so I'm kind of speeding it up. I just took 10 minutes doing my foundation, so. But I really wanted to show you guys, you know, how that works. Don't know how everything's going to come out today. We'll just go there with it. I don't know how this is going to work. Ooh, it's not bad. Actually, this is their pressed powder. And I am, what shade? I got the shade 205. That's this here. Going to go in with my powder brush. And if you've watched me before, go in, tap off, go around the perimeter of your face. I like to go around the perimeter and then lightly bring it in. You can bring it in on the cheeks and on the forehead. But now when you get into the eyes, you want to go very light. And if you watch, I did not dip back in. I went across here and then come across the eyes. Cross and then come across the eye. I just dipped back in. Not too bad. If I go any heavier around the eye, it is gonna get a little crepey for me. But it set that foundation real nice, so not too bad. It's not a super heavy coverage though. Like I said before, you're going to get a probably a medium, I would say, medium coverage. We're going to go in. This is the color palette. I guess you could really use this as a contour. They're calling it a contour. You could really use these colors for contour and bronzing. There's everything from light to mediums, cools, warms. You even got some real neutral light colors down in here. And I'm going to go in with my little Morphe angled brush here. And I'm going to try this color right here. This one for my contour. I'm going to try. I'm going to just go in there. One thing I can tell you guys, I don't like these little tiny pans for contours. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to mix this and this since it was a little light. There we go. It's a little red though. Let's go in there and just kind of define the hollows of our cheeks. It's a little red. I just brought a little bit of this pink tone here into it. That's not bad. Now I will tell you, it is a little splotchy, but now my makeup, I didn't let my foundation set like I normally like to. I normally like to go ahead and let it set. And it's hard to tell if the powder is clinging onto some that was still a little damp. Or if it, I'll tell you, that camera picks up everything. Crazy. Come across the forehead. Just do the hollows of the cheek, come across the forehead. I don't really contour a whole lot. I do like to contour my nose. If you pay attention, my nose has a bump right here, so I will actually contour along here on this side and along this side. And what I'm doing is straightening that line, and it kind of takes away from that little bump there. If you got a little bump in your nose, that is how you do it. Builds you a little shadow there that comes all the way down because you've got a shadow there from it. So what you want to do is you want to extend that shadow down and kind of blend it out. It's hard with this camera because it really picks it up, but see how that kind of blended that down? And you kind of blend it off into that side. See? It takes away from that. And along the jawline. Now, if you have a round face and you want your face to look more narrow, I start here at the point of the, well, not the point of the chin, corner of the mouth right here, and I come up the width of the brush and in front of the ear, right in front of the ear. Coming in front of the ear is kind of taking that and making, instead of this being your jawline, it's making this your jawline. That's why if you ever see me, I always come in front of that ear. Now, if you want your chin to look smaller, you would come all the way down. I want this area to look smaller, and I don't want this to look too small because it takes away from the roundness, that point to my chin. That is a little red. It's a little red, and I'm not real keen on how that's blending out there, but we'll just keep moving on. That is that there. Now, come in between the two with that powder. I do still have my blush. I'm going to blend this in a little better. There we go. That blended it out a lot better. There we go. That blended it out a lot better. I'm seeing something totally different on the viewer than I do over here, so that's why I keep going back and forth. All right. I did not find an eye pencil by them, so I'm going to go in with my handy dandy the Precisely My Brow in number 4. And what I do is I come along the bottom. And if you see light sweeping strokes, if it takes you 10 swipes to get it, then do that, because it's going to give you more of a natural look than drawing a straight. If you draw a line, you're going to have that. That doesn't look good. So what you want to do is you want to sweep. See the difference in what I just did there compared to what I had? Now I come along the top, bring that top in, and then I start to fill in the two. I usually do this before I do my foundation because I lean my hand on my face, and I end up just wiping my foundation off. But see, that gives a nice shape to that brow. And I always come in behind to soften your lines. I like to use a nice bigger, the one that comes with the Precisely My Brow is so much tinier than that. I like a big fluffy one because it really gets in there and softens those lines up. See, it took away that real hard look because you want nice soft lines in there. See the difference in the brow? That just brings so much life to the face. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. I really don't do a whole lot to my brows other than this. Well, this one has a big chunk missing right in here, so I have to draw that in. And my camera cut out, so I had to go ahead and do the second part here. So let's go right back in where we were. I was talking about doing the brows. Mainly I don't do a whole lot to my brows. This one I have to fill in a spot right in here. I always do one brow so much better than the other. I don't know why. I think we all do, but I think your brows are always so different. This one is so much different. Right in this area here is so much thicker to this brow, and I think it's because mainly I draw that big chunk in over there. So what I do is go in with my little Morphe brush here, and I just take out a little bit. There we go. That brought that down a lot better. But I didn't really find it didn't look too well though, but I didn't really look too well for the eyebrow pencils. There's certain products that I'll try from any company, and then if I like those, then I'll step into the other ones. I found this is Modern Neutral To Go 6 Shadow Palette. Of course, it came with one of our favorite little things here. These are the colors here. I thought they were very pretty to do a nice little neutral look. I'm going to try to put something together with this. I'm going to start off with this, the second shade right here. It doesn't, it probably has the colors listed, but they're probably so tiny I can't read them. I'm just going to go in there just right above that crease. Wow, they got a lot of pigment to them. I'm going to just start right above the crease and then work down into the crease. You want to have it darker into the center and work your way out. I have very hooded eyes, so that's why you always hear me talk about coming above the crease right there. What I'm doing is I'm making myself a crease. My crease is actually down here, but when I open my eye, that hides. So by putting it up here, that makes an artificial, well, makes a fake artificial looking crease and opens that eye up so much more, and it gives the appearance of more of a lid than I actually have. I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. That actually, I'm really surprised how much pigment this has. These are a little harder to blend, so I would suggest going a little lighter than I did and building it up, because once I set it down, it just kind of wanted to, oh, there we go. I'm going in with, this is a Morphe brush, and I'm not really sure what it is. This is my normal blending brush I use, and you see how much bigger that one is? I use this when I'm having a hard time blending, because you'll see me come in and go up here. And this guy just, you see how that just really blended that off for me. It doesn't really pick up a whole lot of product, but it just kind of helps blend it around for you. See how much better that really blended that eye out for me. I just wasn't real happy with how that was blending. But I do believe I think these little eyeshadow quads were only a few bucks. I'm not real sure on that. I'm just going to lay that in. And I'm real funny about using grays on my eyes. I'm going to go, this was a little more of the pinky, this one in the center on the bottom. I'm going to go in with this one here. That is more of it's kind of a darker brown, almost, it's got kind of a charcoal tint to it. And I'm going to come in right here, and I'm going to start really light and just kind of pat it in. I don't want to get too much in one spot, and I'm just barely touching that. And I'm going to start working that up into that crease and down, where we worked from before. We worked from the crease and up. Now I'm going to work from the crease and down, but keeping that more onto this side. There we go. Defining that crease a little more and defining the outer corner. Now you can also, I don't use a lot of real heavy liners. I really like to stick to using shadows to kind of cat eye my eye a little more. This look, I'm gonna, since they're so light and they're such a more neutral kind of palette, I'm just gonna kind of define that eye a little more that way. And go back in and blend that out a little more. I'm gonna do something fancy with that eye somewhere. That's been my word for today, fancy. I bought my dog a collar. I don't know if you guys watch my Snapchats, but we spent $100 and something on cat and dog stuff. And it was crazy because all we basically got was everybody a collar, and that was kind of it. I'm going to come in and do the same thing on this side. Now, do you ever have a trouble, you get one eye done perfectly, exactly how you want it, get over to the other eye, and you just totally screw that up? I do it a lot, and the way I keep from doing that is when I'm doing the inner third of my eye, I look to my eye and I see on this eye, I see this side of my iris, the color part of your eye, and I use that as 1/3. And this side of the iris I use as the outer third, and the center would be your third. It makes it so much easier, because even if you're not exactly on, you get it right with your eye. And see how that just gives that the exact placement you want for that eyeshadow. I am working a little slower with this shadow, and the reason why is once I put that first color on, I wasn't really happy with how it was blending. It seemed to kind of stick a little more. Now, there we go. There we go. Doing the same thing, just blending that from the crease down and into that outer corner. I'll darken this outer corner up a little bit. You want to I keep looking back and forth all the time to make sure the eyes look even. There we go. Now keep in mind, guys, this is a very wearable look for day or depending on where you're going at night. And you can use it a little darker if you want. Kind of dress it up. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush to smoke out the lower lash line with the same color I used on the outer part. I need to quit washing my brushes so often because I misplace every darn one. I'm just going to go in. This is just a little brush right here that I got from Sephora. I couldn't even tell you. It's like a little mini packer brush. I like to use that one. My favorite one is this little Morphe. It's almost like a miniature pencil brush. I'm going to go in with this little mini pencil brush one first. There's not too much fallout. I just kind of blew it off, but it's not really too bad for an inexpensive eyeshadow. It's really kind of surprising that it's not got a little more fallout. This is a very small brush, and what I like to do is go into the darker shadow, and I'm going right up across that lash line on the outer. We're doing the outer half. Now, how you determine the half is from your actual pupil, the center, the little black dot in the middle of your eye, from there out. That is what I call the outer half. If you kind of pay attention to your anatomy, it really gives you good measurement lines to really keep your eyeshadows and your entire face product really nice and in line. I'm just using the very end of this brush, tapping it off. I'm going same thing I'm doing on the top lash line. I'm just darkening that up right at that lash line. And I come over here, same thing, right up against those lashes. You want to go right just under the lash line. And if you got long eyelashes like I do, I always come under from this way and kind of push them up. Trying not to get too much into those. There we go. Same thing on the top. I'm going to do the top half. You don't really get a shimmer. I usually like to do the inner half or inner third with a shimmer color or a lighter color. All we have here is this light pink. I'm going to try to go in that. I'm going in just with this Morphe little flat packer brush. I'm going to go in with that. I kind of get that heavy on there. So I want to get that nice light pink color. I'm going to kind of bring it up. And I consider it like a butterfly wing almost, because you're going to come up all the way to the top and then slowly kind of jaggle it down. You're going to be in an angle this way. What that does is that brings the whole corner of the look to your eye. It brings it up. Anytime you do any makeup, you really want to draw the attention upward and do everything in an angle that way, because we want everything on our face to be up. Keep fighting gravity. Actually, I'm kind of liking that pink for that. I'm just going to tap that just ever so lightly right there at the corner of the eye. Now, when you do the lighter color, I always come in, if you ever wonder what I'm doing, I always come in right there, because that helps to make my hooded eyes look, it extends that lid a little more. And what I'm doing is just coming very on the inside. Here's the corner of my lid, and I'm coming right here. Just one, almost one brush length ahead up in front of it. This pink is a little darker for what I'm wanting this for. Yeah, that's a little too dark. I'm just kind of brushing it very, very lightly just to give a little color right there. And I'm going to go right here on the inner half of my eye, and I'm going to bring that pink in right here, just to kind of balance out that look a little bit. And on this same brush that we've been doing that light pink on, I'm going to just kind of brush that pink all the way over and wipe it off again. I'm going to do the center again, and then all the way over, just kind of dust that pink over onto the dark. Now I'm going to go back into this darker color with this little packer brush I'm using. And I'm going to define this little outer V a little better. I want to bring that definition back to it because of all the blending off. We've kind of lost that. And I want to make sure to keep that nice definition to that outer corner. Not too bad. I always like to show after I use a product for the first time. You can see it holds up pretty well. I wasn't digging into it. I wasn't having to dig pigment out of it, you know, really kind of work that out. It just kind of flowed. And as you see, the brushes still in pretty good shape. This does blend pretty well. I'm a little surprised because I did not think it was going to be that great, but it did kind of surprise me. I'm going to go in just with the same Morphe sponge I was using. And I'm just going to I like to go under my eye and just kind of clean it up just in case I kind of missed anything. There we go. Let's dig into these blushes now. Oh, the other thing, I didn't get a lip color from them. I thought I got a BH lip color. I guess I didn't. This is their nudes. This is nude blush, 10 color brush palette. That's it here. I believe this thing was like 10 bucks. I think maybe $7.99. No, I think it was like $7.99. It gives you a wide range of colors, especially if you have lighter skin. I'm going to go in, since we did that pinker color, I don't want to bring too much pink onto the cheek to take away from it. I'm going to go in with this one here. It's got a little bit of a kind of pinky kind of tan. Just gonna tap that in. Oh, that's not bad. That's actually kind of pretty. Very lightly. And I like to just kind of dust it there onto the cheek and bring it up. Oh, I didn't. I get the wrong product. That's the thing about live, guys. That's called now. I can show you what happens. I put a little too much on there. Now I'm gonna go in. This is the brush that I used for the powder. I'm gonna go back into the pressed powder. I'm gonna just kind of go up, under, and above, and then I'm just going to lightly drag it over. Almost take that completely off. Now I'm going to kind of work it back in. Go back and bring my contour back in. There we go. That really, I'll tell you, blush on me, because I have so much red to my skin, really just goes wild. I really don't like that. There we go. Still gives me some, but I blend my blushes out a lot. I didn't really tap that off like I usually do. There we go. There we go. My hair is just a mess. I would show you. Now, this is just, like I said, this is a very basic. Look at that hair, man. I need to do my hair. Do you guys have any suggestions for color? I really want to color my hair. But that is the wrap up on the BH Cosmetics. My thoughts on this are, for the price, it is very, very affordable. The foundation, for being a foundation that's under $10, I think this was $5.95, to be honest with you. I'm not mad at it. Now, as far as the look, I don't think it's bad. I didn't have a lip color to pair with it. Let's throw something on. Somebody asked me the other day what lip color I was wearing, and it was a ColourPop color. But I'm liking this little guy here. This is Ofra Cosmetics. Tell me this is not cute. This came in my Ipsy box, and they give you on the thing, I don't know if you can read it, they give you a discount code right on the product. This came in my Ipsy box. This is the color. Let's see. They don't give you a name. Ipsy Unzipped. I'm guessing that's the color, Unzipped. I don't know. That's what it says on it. It's kind of a pink kind of color. Kind of mauve-y. I'm just going to go in and light. I don't use a lot of liners. And a lot of the reason why I don't use liner is because I go in after and I use the Q-tip and kind of clean it up. But like some of these guys, like this one here has a really good doe foot. See, it's nice and pointy. What the heck? Something. That actually, it has clumps. This is brand new. It's crazy. Anyway, it has a nice little pointy doe foot there. So much for that one. I like the color, but I don't like clumps. I go in and just right around the edge. And clean it up. Can't wait till tomorrow. Exciting, exciting news. I'm going to get my lips touched up tomorrow. You can really tell when there's time to get them done because this one sticks up and this one's flat. My lips, when I don't have them done, are like this. I can't even do it. My top lip is almost non-existent, but plus I have a lot of scars. I don't know if you can't really see them. They fill them in right here. The two worst ones are right here and right there. There you go. You can see it now. I absolutely hate it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed sharing these products with you. I'm going to start uploading 2 to 3 times a week. I will be giving, once a week, I will be giving away a product that I do review. Some of the sneak previews that are coming up. I'll give you a little sneaky peeky. I am so proud of this guy. So proud. Do you know, I'm from Orlando, Florida. Do you know Patrick Starr? I used to go into MAC and ask him questions about makeup all the time. And now look at, his name's all over everything. It's so cool. I should have used this lipstick, but I didn't. Oh, quickie. Let me show you a little trick. This is a little trick that I learned. I don't even know where I learned it. I think I kind of made it up myself. This is Juvet Pink Champagne. It's a metallic liner pencil. And what I do is right on my top lip. See how I brought, this is a metallic kind of, it's kind of reddish, kind of mauve color, but you see how I went just above and did that. And what it'll do is it'll catch that light. And this side. See the difference? But you see when the light hits it? The light hits it, it gives a little shine back, making it appear like you have a ledge there. See, it doesn't look so much like I drew it. It looks like my lips were supposed to be there that way. That's a little trick I learned. And it works with, I'm using a red, kind of reddish, pinkish, mauve kind of color. This is kind of, I'll show it to you. It's kind of a pinky kind of mauve. It's a very easy color to put with anything. And it has a metallic sheen to it. Let me show you. There it is there. It has a metallic sheen to it. It's not like super, super metallic, but it's so, so pretty. And what that does is I use it on the top lip, and it really, instead of just like straight up overdrawing your lips to give your lips more volume, it gives you a little bit of light there. You give it a light source, and it gives it an appearance of there's actually a substance there. Instead of drawing a flat line, it gives it to where it kind of pulls it up. You can play with lights and shadows a lot when you're working with things on your face, especially when you're trying to correct anything that you don't like about your face. You can always hide things in light and shadows. You hear me talk a lot about doing the contour and a lot of people talk about doing the contour to take that fullness out of their face and kind of round their face out, or elongate the face even. It's just a really neat little trick, and you just kind of trial and error. There's no rules in makeup. Just enjoy yourself and have fun. Sorry this got broken up into 2 videos. Have a great day, guys. I will see you soon. I can't wait to play with some more makeup soon. Bye.